I say, yeah, just before.
I don't know how much you love being here, sir. I told you last time you weren't going to see me for long.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our March 2025 Board of Commissioners meeting of the Houston Housing Authority. Before I call the roll to order, I would like going forward to for the minutes to reflect the number of viewers who are viewing on television, since we are live broadcast. I'd like for the minutes to reflect the number of folks that are participating. Please, with that, we'll call the meeting to order. Anna, would you be kind enough to do so?
Time?
I'm sorry, I have 3 o'clock on 18 March 2025.
President and Chairman Crowler.
Here.
Vice President Commissioner Smith.
Present.
Commissioner Aceves Lewis. Commissioner Ballard. Here. Commissioner Carter.
Here.
Commissioner Kirkendall. She's out today. Commissioner Lee.
Here.
Secretary Bryant.
Here.
Very good. We have a quorum. And with that, I would like to introduce the interpreters. And as I say every month, thank you for coming. Thank you for what you do. And for folks that are in the audience, please avail yourself to their help. They're very resourceful.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Roy Lee, Vietnamese interpreter, lệnh đọc lời thông từ tiếng Việt Nam.
Benjamin.
Elizabeth Liz, interpreter español.
Great, thank you very much. We are going to change the order of our meetings from that we've done in the past. And we are going to we'll go to public comments later on. But for right now, I'll turn it over to our President and CEO, Jamie Bryan, for his comments.
Thank you, and welcome everybody. It's good to see everybody, and as I promised Commissioner Carter, it would be a month, and so we've had a lot going on in the last month, and I thought I'd take this opportunity just publicly to give some operational updates on what's been going on here at the Houston Housing Authority. It has, when I was appointed here, one of the things I told the board was that I was going to go on a listening tour, and so I've spent this last 5 to 6 weeks going around and talking to not only our leaders and team members here, but various members of the public, constituents, and those that be in our stakeholder groups. And so it's been exciting because as much as there has been issues that everyone is aware of that need to be dealt with, and we're making progress on all those fronts, I've also met a lot of great members in the community and team members that are working on some really incredible things in the community. And so different things that we're going to be rolling out over the course of the next month you'll start hearing about, but things with our mobility grants, our Job Plus program, some of the service and community work we're going to be doing with our CNI grant in 3rd Ward. And so I'm really excited about some of those things, and please be looking for some of those as well. I also told our voucher program that I would do a reminder for everybody, so anyone who's here in the audience or also watching live stream, a quick reminder that our voucher department is updating their wait list. Now, this is not new applications, this is updating the wait list for anybody who's been on it. We have to make sure all the information is up to speed and put into our new system. And so please, if you're on the voucher wait list for the Houston Housing Authority, be on the lookout for an email or correspondence from our team. Check your spam. You never know where these things are going to go. But if you have not updated your contact information with us in quite some time, please do so. You can do so by calling, you can come by, there's probably a portal online, or to log in, and because if we don't have accurate information for you, email addresses and things of that nature, we won't be able to contact you. So we want to make sure we have the most accurate list as possible as we work through that the next couple of months. So just wanted to make sure we got that out there. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Jamie, I think it goes without saying the board is very happy you're here, and it's been a busy 30 days, and more to come. With that, we will turn it over to our board liaison, who will open it up for public comments. Before we do, please let the record show Commissioner Aceves Lewis has arrived. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairman. We have 4 speakers Speakers will be allowed 3 minutes for public comments. Speakers will only be allowed to speak once. I will inform you when you have 1 minute and again when your 3 minutes have expired. The board will generally not respond to comments or answer questions. HHA residents making comments are encouraged to state their name, property where they reside clearly, and someone from the property management company will contact you regarding your issue directly. Our first on our list is Mrs. House, Gladys House, L.
Oh, okay. Peace to everyone. Your listening tour, okay, you kind of skipped our neighborhood of Freedmanstown, so can you put us on your tour and come and meet with us?
Freedmanstown?
Yes, Freedmanstown Food Court, thank you. And Ms. Dixon will definitely give you directions there. Also, on the new business resolutions that are proposed, ones that propose acquisition of new properties and adding more projects, is it wise when the Houston Housing Authority has a poor record of maintaining its present housing inventory? Do you have a plan? I know you cannot respond now, but I'd like to get a response in writing. And lastly, you have my written concerns, each of you. And last time I appeared before this board, I never got a response from anyone. Then I followed up with a written request, still didn't get a response. I understand that you don't respond during a public session, but at least give me respect of a written response at some point in the very near future. I would appreciate that. And also, on the list of quick questions, I just need to know when the families in Allen Parkway Village will be returned. I mean, this has been going on now 4 years that the family's been displaced, and they've been lied to and deceived, saying when they were going to be able to return to their homes. The last lie was mid-December of last year. And when will there be an independent housing inspecting entity to inspect the Houston Housing Authority's properties? Because they're in deplorable condition. And when you come to meet with us in Freedmanstown, I'm going to show you. Third, why aren't the residents in Freedmanstown who are residents of Houston Housing Authority, why aren't they given landscape contracts? Because they're doing it free now anyway, because the Houston Housing Authority is not fulfilling its contract to its clients, its residents, about mowing their grass. It's just really deplorable, the conditions of the housing and the grass and all of that. And when will there be a committee, okay, thank you, a committee in place inclusive of the residents of Freedmanstown and our grassroots organizations so that we can properly educate you on things? Thank you very much.
Marquise Barnes?
Hey, how y'all doing? Okay. I was termed last month for Jamie for unethical.
Can you speak in the mic?
For unethical reasons, and I asked what it was. It was pretty much saying I had an outsider. I hung out with a contractor that really was no longer a contractor here, and they had already been discussed like a year ago, which is like double jeopardy. But he said this is Texas, and real estate still can do what you want to do. The real reason why I really was let go because on the 17th, February 17th, I went to HR to file a grievance and to request some FMLA papers. I was told that same day by the person that works the front to come back and to go watch the videos that I was previously told to watch on conflict resolution. And I didn't come. When I came back the next day, no one was there. And on that Wednesday, when I came into work, I was let go. As soon as I walked through the office, walked through the door, they called me to the security desk. and pretty much told me I was no longer needed. The grievance was really about the redepartment employees. I went there because I had an issue with one of the employees for stealing time, and I have to verify her time, which is Alex. And when I went to jail about it, I was told she's special. You can't treat her like the same, and it was pretty much left alone. I went to HR a couple times about this, and anytime I went to HR, all my things are recorded. So I got real time. And what else is crazy is that the person that was my witness, Jackie Kearney, she's now suspended for whatever reason. She was there to verify that I asked for things. Well, all right, I'm gonna try to run through this 1 minute. All right. Well, a list of things that's unethical. The chairman relationships with Mr. Cooperman. I'm aware that you're the one that brought him in here years ago. I think it's unethical if any people are contractors at your bank. Austin, losing the files for all the AC paperwork. Again, check into the redepartment on people stealing time. Austin accepting bids that's bogus. Contractors had to do did work, and then they had backdated without the lawyers and other people knowing. I don't have that much time, but I'll talk to you all later. But just to give you the heads up, per Austin, Janine, Ms. Dara, Steve, y'all next on the chopping block. I got a long list. This book is full of it, so y'all be hearing from me again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we, we have two more, sorry, yep. Thank you. And let me also just make one comment, Mr. Barnes, for the record, and for anybody who needs to know, Mr. Cooperman is no longer a contractor of the Houston Housing Authority, effective today.
Sure.
Next speaker.
Miss Cynthia Ware?
Good afternoon, board and executive team. My name is Cynthia Ware, and I reside at 2100 Memorial. I'm going to be reading, and it might be quick. First, I'd like to welcome Mr. Bryant as the new Housing Authority President. I hope your leadership brings real accountability, ensuring that the Housing Authority listens to resident concerns and that property management companies prioritize residents' well-being over profit and are held to a clear code of ethics and standards. I'm very grateful for my apartment at 2100 Memorial. I love it and I love the neighborhood. However, in the 9 months I've lived there, the property management has made no effort to create a safe and welcoming environment. Once housed, it's like we're stacked with cordwood. Our concerns are mostly ignored or dismissed by the property manager and Columbia Residential. A tenant liaison department is desperately needed here at the Housing Authority, since currently there's nowhere for tenants to turn to have their concerns addressed. It's obvious that Columbia Residential did not screen their staff for interpersonal skills or experience working in the senior community. Communication has been abysmal, and concerns are either curtly dismissed or outright ignored. The property manager behaves more like a warden at a correctional facility than someone responsible for supporting senior residents. For example, on September 4th, I received erroneous lease violations, duplicates of another residence. Despite repeated requests for substantiation and removal, I was ignored for 3 months. It wasn't until I spoke at City Hall on December 2nd, 3 months later, that the violations were finally rescinded. Meanwhile, some residents who have used abusive language, threatening language, and repeatedly damaged property have received no violations. At this point, the property manager's continued dismissiveness and corporate refusal to respond feels both discriminatory and retaliatory. Emails to corporate go unanswered, executive phone numbers are not in their directory in the main line, and customer service email goes unanswered. I'll probably pass out trying to do this. I've contacted the Housing Authority. I've contacted the Housing Authority multiple times, yet nothing has changed. Oh, sorry, I wasn't going to say that part because I did. You're still out in the wings, but months ago, nothing changed.
Second.
Okay, beyond this, the call boxes at our property have never been activated. The elevators frequently go down. A month ago, a resident died while attempting to use a stairwell to reach urgent care. This is a tragic and preventable example of tenant neglect. I believe a tenant liaison department is necessary to ensure residents have someone to advocate for them. Oh, shoot. Additionally, property management companies should be required to hire qualified staff with ethics, experience, and interpersonal skills, especially in senior communities. And I'll close with, I am looking desperate to talk to somebody about creating this department, and I'm looking for somebody who will contact me about this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ms. Felder, and I'm going to have someone bring a mic to you unless you want to come on. Okay.
I know y'all have a full agenda. I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna speak today. I didn't have any complaints. But I just wanted to share a couple things with you. My name is Lauren. I have a hematological blood disorder. It makes my body have a bunch of blood clots. I ended up in ICU for 10 days at Methodist, fighting for my life. When you have that experience, you come back from it differently, and you don't leave things unsaid. So I wanted to tell each and every one of you on the board, on the citizen, thank you for the work that you do. It is truly appreciated. My husband just passed away. He had stage 4 cancer, non-small cell lung cancer with an inoperable tumor. When we went into the ER, he had a function of one lung. They said, doctors at Methodist gave him 6 months to live. We did radiation, chemotherapy, immunotherapy, and he lived 4 years. So I just wanted to tell y'all, if you have anybody that's going through that battle, to not give up. By the grace of God and incredible physicians, he fought it, and we had extra time. I wrote letters to the team. It was a team of physicians that worked with us. We had 17 hospitalizations during this medical journey. And I wrote a thank you letter to these doctors who were like family. And I wrote it also to their loved ones. And I was thinking about the job that you do as the board, and it's normally a hard job, but now with what's going on in Washington, it's extra hard. And I know that y'all don't walk out of here and leave it at the door, because you wouldn't be doing the job on the board that you're doing if you were those kind of people that you could leave it at the door. So if you would, do me a favor, when you go home tonight, thank your loved ones for me. And I'm representing all of the other homeless and unhoused is the appropriate term, but I certainly don't feel unhoused. I feel homeless. But all of us out here are grateful to you and to them. You know, for the kids that you don't spend time with, or you miss their games, or you're late for a recital, or, you know, the date night with your wife, or just when you're sitting there at the dinner table and you're not present because you're thinking about here, or us, or something that you could do. Just a side note, yeah, thank you. That's it, that's my thing. Please go home and thank your loved ones for us. My husband just passed. I'm 62, he was 67. I'm supposed to get Social Security survivor benefits. It's at a percentage because I'm not retirement age, which is supposed to be 71%. Social Security froze our bank account, which didn't have anything in it, but just the regular benefit. And now we can't get back in, and they actually took money out of it. And now I have to file an appeal, and that is directly because of Doge and Elon Musk, our unelected vice president, and Trump. So
Thank you very
the
much.
changes are coming.
Thank you.
Beware.
Thank you, Ms. Bell.
I think that concludes the 4 speakers, is that correct?
Yes.
Jamie, you have an announcement you want to make?
Oh, I did, and I'm remiss in making this announcement in my operational update, and so I'm sorry about that, but we've been doing a lot the last couple of weeks, but I'm excited to announce, to my right, to your left, over here in the corner, Mr. Joel North. Joel is our, yes, stand up. Joel is our new Senior Vice President who will be overseeing our real estate investment development teams as well as asset management and public housing. Joel comes to us with decades of experience in community service, affordable housing, private and public sector work. He used to be the Deputy Director of Housing at the City of Houston for a while, and so we're just extremely grateful and thankful to have Joel on the team. So thank you, Joel.
Thank you. Godspeed. Okay, let's move into new business. We have three resolutions before we convene into executive session.
No, sorry, we have to do the minutes.
I apologize.
In public hearing.
I apologize. I'm moving very fast. I didn't see, yes. Need a motion to approve the February 18th, 2025 Houston Housing Authority Board meeting minutes as they were submitted. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Any issues? Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. I apologize for the error. Next is the public hearing for the development of Alora Med Center. If you have public comments, please add your name to the sign-in sheet. Do we have anyone that signed up?
No, sir.
We have none. Please let the record show no one signed up to provide any comments on the public hearing for the Alora Med Center, and as such, we will close that option. Now we'll move to new business, and the first resolution is resolution number 3876.
Yes, thank you, and Lynn Henson's going to come up and present these as they both resolve around the Irvington Neighborhood Planning Grant that we received from HUD and the work we're endeavoring to do in that community. So thank you, Lynn.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chairman and Commissioners. Resolution 3876 requests the board to authorize the President and CEO to execute a contract with LRK for an amount not to exceed $375,000 for master planning services for the near north side in Irvington Village. To provide you some background on this item, I'll remind you that the board approved the grant agreement for this grant back in October of 2024. Since that time, HHA issued an RFP for master planning firm services, and those services will provide all the work that will be conducted in Irvington Village and near north side in order to complete a transformation plan and submit that to HUD. Those services include items such as neighborhood conditions report, analysis of needs, extensive stakeholder engagement, as stakeholder engagement is very important to this process. Development of strategies and plans. And those strategies and plans center around the 3 HUD goals: people, housing, and neighborhoods. Identification of an early action project, and that is a requirement by HUD and important to the development process. And completion of the draft outline, the draft, and the submission of the transformation plan. An evaluation committee was put together in order to review all of the submitted proposals for this item, and LRK received the highest points. LRK has been working with Choice Neighborhoods since 2010. They've been very active with the Choice Neighborhood program all the way back to when HUD had its Hope 6 program, which started in 1994. LRK has extensive experience with community engagement strategies, and not only does it work with design, but it also has implemented mixed income housing as well as mixed use plans. I'd like to stop now, take a pause, and see if there are any comments or questions before
I would like
reading.
to, let me just add a little to this, and so everybody understands, because the second resolution ties into this as well. But for the public hearing, the board that's aware, we received a $500,000 planning and grant on here. But earlier last year, we received a $50 million implementation grant for CUNY Homes in 3rd Ward. The idea behind this is that if we can do this work utilizing the HUD grant and matching funds from HHA, we can push forward a similar plan that sometime in the future, next year, we would be able to go to HUD and apply for a similar implementation grant of $50 million to help redevelop both the Irvington Village project and the near north side neighborhoods and leverage that. So this is the reason we are doing this. This is the plan behind it. And so the second resolution, Lynn, maybe go ahead and talk about LISC and their separate role in this, as well as our partner in the grant application, and then we can open it up for questions to the commissioners.
Should I go into the next resolution before closing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to read, yeah, just what we're asking for on behalf of this.
Same
Yes.
time.
Yes. So resolution 3877 is to approve LISC for the Local Support Corporation here in Houston for planning coordination services. That's for a 3-year grant period in an amount not to exceed $327,000. HHA partnered with LISC and Avenue CDC for the planning grant that was submitted to HUD for this process. With that grant, HUD approved the grant with LISC as our planning coordinator. LISC is one of the nation's largest community development support organizations in the country. LISC has also worked on HUD and choice neighborhood projects in other cities. Avenue CDC is their sub-consultant and has experience in near north side that dates back to 1991. The MOU identifies LISC as the lead planning coordinator with Avenue CDC, who will be the lead people partner in this work and is required to conduct resident household assessments, which is vital to this process. That resident assessment will feed into the strategies that will also be an important part of the strategies around housing, around people, and around neighborhoods. And I'll pause there to see if there are any questions or comments.
Thank you.
I just had one question, and it may be an ignorant one, so I apologize. Is there any procurement procedures that go through, and if so, did we follow, and is it documented that the procurement procedures to retain LISC and LRK were followed?
Yes, for LRK, we did solicit a RFP, and that was issued back in December, closed at the beginning of this year, scored, and LRK scored the most points in that process.
Okay, great, thank you.
I have one basic question. 5 or 6 months ago, I went on a tour of a planned neighborhood in CUNY Homes. What was planned exactly. Now, will these concepts be the same as basically as the CUNY Home concept?
The process will be the same, but the housing strategies, the neighborhood strategies, and the people strategies will be specific to Irvington Village and near North Side. So you will see some similarities, but you'll see some differences as they relate directly to near North Side.
It may be helpful at the next board meeting or at some scheduled meeting that you make a brief presentation on the updated on the CNI grant with CUNY Homes, because I think the board and the community, we've made some real progress there in the last 30 days.
I want to bring one thing to the commissioners, and so Lynn left something in front of you, additional support. It is the budget that outlines the $500,000 in HUD funding, the $500,000 in HHA matching funding, and the $400,000 in income donations that will complete this planning process over the next year. As well as the back page to answer some of the questions about which entity does what as far as planning. There is a description on the back page on what LRK will be doing, what LISC will be doing.
What is the time spent for the portion of the 507 for the housing authority? Is that within this calendar year?
It's a 2 to 3 year project, so that amount would be spread across the 2 years.
And is it something we budgeted for in this year?
Yes, I would leave that to the finance department to speak to how that would be budgeted.
Yeah, the answer is yes, we need to, the next step, Chairman, is we need to provide a schedule on the drawdown of these funds. And as we talked about, and as was mentioned earlier, if there are issues we start to see coming out of DC with changes from HUD, we will bring back to the board and readdress if we need to slow down for any reason.
Perfect. Thank you. So with that, I'm sorry.
Yes, so Lynn, you said that there was a $500,000 grant received from HUD. Was there an expectation that the Housing Authority should match that? Or was there an expectation that the $500,000 would cover both parts of the planning?
HUD sets an expectation that the Housing Authority should match and exceed the $500,000 that they have provided in grant.
Okay, so then spending about $1 million seems appropriate then, and HUD would agree that that's fair,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? I see none. With that, I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve resolution number 3876 and 3877 as submitted. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Those two motions pass unanimous.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn.
Resolution number 3878.
All right, Kenny Coles from our Choice Voucher Group is going to come up and present this as it relates to one of our well-known and extraordinary partners, New Hope Housing, and a project that we've been working on with them and would like the board's support on as they finalize their project.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. It is my pleasure to present 3878 through the haze of my allergy. So I won't read it. I won't read it to you.
You're covered in pollen.
Essentially, staff is asking for the board's approval to authorize the president and CEO designee to execute any and all documents or take any other action that's necessary to execute a project-based voucher housing assistance payment contract for New Hope Gray located at 2610 Gray Street in Houston, Texas. And based on questions that were asked during board prep, let me try to, in 1 minute, describe what's going on here. So, Houston Housing Authority is projected to be out of shortfall in calendar year 2025. The reason that we're projected to be out in 25 is because of actions that were taking place in 2024 to mitigate some of the spending. The president extended one of those actions, which was not to have any new projects coming to the table at this time. This particular project is actually not a new project. This is a holdover project from over the last several years, and this is just a step in that process to the next step. Those 67 vouchers, project-based vouchers, will be utilized as replacement housing for Clayton Homes, or part of the replacement housing for Clayton Homes. And staff recommends approval. Any questions?
And I'll note for New Hope Gray is just inside of Third Ward near Yellowstone Academy, but it's within the 2-mile radius of Clayton Homes. So,
Perfect.
So it matches that. For those who don't remember, Clayton Homes was taken by TxDOT, and we have a requirement to replace all of that housing through multiple projects this week.
Please let the minutes reflect that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Great, thank you. May I have a motion to approve resolution number 3878 as submitted?
I mean, motion.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Mr. Coles.
Thank you,
That
Kenny.
motion passes unanimously. Now we will, an executive session will now be held at 3:35 p.m. on Tuesday, March 18, 2025, pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act, to discuss personnel matters in accordance with Section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code, legal issues in accordance with Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code, and real estate matters in accordance with Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. Thank you.
Thank you.
What was our count? Let's rock and roll. Good afternoon again. The executive session is ended and the public meeting is being reconvened at 5:03 p.m. on Tuesday, March 18, 2025. With that, will you please call roll?
President Chairman Proler.
Here.
Vice President Commissioner Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Alcedes Lewis. Here. Commissioner Ballard. Here. Commissioner Carter.
Here.
Commissioner Kirkendall. Commissioner Lee.
Here.
Secretary Bryant.
Here.
Thank you. For new business, we have a number of resolutions and we're going to move around quite quickly in order to get these completed. Resolution number 3878 and 3880 are replacing 3874 and 3875. This is for the consideration and or to take action to authorize the president, CEO, or authorized representative of the Houston Housing Authority to facilitate the acquisition of the Henry Jones Road and the Henry and Woodlands Hills, located at or approximately 11925 Jones Road and 14807 Woodland Hills Drive in Houston and in Humble, Texas, and the execution of all requirement direct documents thereof. So with that, I'd like to entertain a motion to vote resolution number 3874 and resolution number 3875 down as a result of old business.
Vote, all those resolutions, we need a motion to vote.
May I get a motion to vote?
So moved.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Who
I need a second.
I'm sorry, may I have a second?
I second.
Thank you. Mr. Lee seconds. I'm moving a little fast. Thank you, Mr. Carter. Now I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution number 3879 and 38. I'm sorry, I need to vote down, a resolution to vote down, resolution 3874 and 3875. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Now I'll entertain a motion to resolve number 3879 and 3880 in place of the resolutions that we just voted down. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second by Commissioner Ballard. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, we are going to now move to resolution number 3881, which is for the consideration and or to take action to authorize the Houston Housing Authority by and through its president, chief executive officer, or his authorized designee to facilitate the construction, financing, and operation of the workforce housing apartment complex to be located at 10201 Main Street, Houston, Texas, 77025, and to be known as the Alora Medical Center, and the execution of all required documents therefore. I have a motion.
Motion.
Thank you, and a second. Thank you. All in favor, say aye. None opposed. Thank you. Resolution number 3882, for the consideration and/or to take action to authorize the Houston Housing Authority to facilitate the acquisition of the Park Place at Barker Cypress, located at or about 1800 Barker Cypress Road, Houston, Texas 77084, and the execution of all required documents therefore. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, and a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. The next one is resolution number 3883, which is for the consideration and/or to take action to authorize the update of the previously approved loan amount and the lender in resolution number 3848 for the Standard in the Heights refinance to reflect a principal loan amount not to exceed $48 million from Walker & Dunlop LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, and/or a Fannie Mae and their respective successors and/or assigns as their interest may appear. May I have a motion for approval?
Motion.
Thank you, and a second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Resolution number 3884, going to 3888. I would like to approve in seriatim. May I have a motion to approve those resolutions in seriatim?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. With that, we will now, I'll move for a resolution to approve resolution number 3884, 3885, 3886, 3887, and 3888 as submitted. May I have a motion to approve in seriatim those resolutions?
My motion.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Well, let's call Commissioner Lee motioned and Commissioner Aceves Lewis seconded. Thank you. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. And finally, the resolution number 3889 for the consideration and/or to take action to authorize our president and CEO or his designee to take all actions necessary to sell 13.08 acres of land formerly known as Forest Green Public Housing Community to East Street Capital LLC. May I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second. I'd like to make one comment, and that is, please, upon execution of the sale, please notify HUD. This is a hot topic with them, so they'll be very happy to know that this asset has been disposed of. Just the local HUD representatives here.
And our insurance premiums should go down also.
And our insurance, yes, we immediately cancel insurance.
Mike's aware.
Thank you. With that, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Thank you. And with that, I'll entertain a motion at 5:10 to adjourn.
I so moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. We are adjourned.
Eric, you're late.
Okay, we need to call the meeting at 5:11 to order on Lakeside Place PFC. Would you be kind enough to call the roll?
President Chairman Roller.
Here.
Hold on. Lakeside.
Commissioner,
President Chairman Proler.
Here.
Vice President Commissioner Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Aceves Lewis. Here. Commissioner Ballard.
Here.
Commissioner Carter.
Here.
Commissioner Kirkendall. Commissioner Lee.
Here.
Secretary Bryant.
Here.
Okay, may I have a motion to approve the December 17, 2024 minutes as so submitted? Motion, please. Thank you. A second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And for new business, a motion motion to approve resolution LPPFC 25-01, that the Board of Directors of Lakeside Place authorizes LPPFC to execute any and all documents or take any other action that is necessary or desirable to purchase that certain real property located at 10201 Main Street, execute a lease agreement with Maple Med Center Owner LP, a Delaware corporate limited partnership, and to execute any other such further documentations as necessary or desirable, including any financing documentation to facilitate the development and operation of the project. May I have a motion to approve as submitted?
Make a motion.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Now, for LPFC 25-02, which is the authorization, the update of the previously approved loan amount and lender in Resolution 2410 for the Standard in the Heights refinance to reflect the principal loan amount not to exceed $48 million from Walker & Dunlop, a Delaware limited liability company, and/or Fannie Mae and their respective successors, and/or signs as their interest may appear. A motion to approve. So thank you. And a second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. And a motion for adjournment at 5:13 p.m.
Motion to adjourn.
Adjourn. Thank you. And a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We're adjourned at 5:14 p.m.
You're done.
Now we have to do Victory Redevelopment. We'll do that one. May I have a call to order of Victory Redevelopment at 5:14 p.m. on Tuesday, March 18th. Roll call, please.
President and Chairman Director Kohler.
Here.
Vice President Director Bryant.
Here.
Secretary Treasurer Director Rogers.
Present.
Thank you. And a motion to approve minutes as submitted as of February 4, 2025.
So moved.
Thank you. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? And new business resolution number VRC 25-10 and resolution number VRC 25-11, authorizing Victory Redevelopment's facilitation of the rehab of the Henry at Woodland Hills, located at 14807 Woodland Hills Drive, and the redevelopment of the Trinity East Village Senior, located at approximately 2620 Live Oak Street, Houston, Texas. Then I'll move for a motion to approve.
Hold on. Oh, that's the minutes from the last meeting.
You sure are.
Yeah. That's
Where's the agenda?
This is the minutes.
I apologize.
No, no worries. I was like, Trinity was last board meeting.
Thank you, I apologize.
There we go.
Resolution number VRC 25-12. Well, we need to vote.
We'll vote down 10.
Yeah. So may I have a motion to vote down resolution number VRC 25-10, authorizing Victory Redevelopment Corporation facilitation of the rehab of the Henry at Woodland Hills.
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye. Thank you. New business. Now may I have a resolution to approve resolution 25-12, authorizing Victory Development Corporation's facilitation of the acquisition and ownership of the Henry at Woodland Hills, located at or about 14807 Woodland Hills Drive.
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. Motion passes. Resolution number VRC 2513, authorizing Victory Redevelopment facilitation of the construction, financing, and operation of the workforce housing apartment complex to be located at 10201 Main Street, to be known as Allura Medical Center. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And finally, a resolution VRC 25-14, which authorizes Victory Redevelopment Corporation's facilitation of the acquisition and ownership of the place at Barker Cypress, located at 1800 Barker Cypress Road, Houston 77084. Have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, and a motion to adjourn at 5:17.
So moved.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Thank you. We are adjourned.
Mr. Lee. Well, he's got one, but you're done. You're done.
We're done, okay. All right, call the order, 5:17, March 18, 2025. Roll call, please.
President Director Lee,
Present.
Vice President Director Oncetas Lewis, President Director Rogers,
Present.
Secretary Bryant.
Present.
Great. And then number 3, approve of February 18, 2025, APV Board of Directors meeting minutes. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Approve, I say aye.
Aye.
Any approve? Okay, any object? No? Okay, it's approved. Old business. A, resolution number APV 25-06, authorizing APV Redevelopment Corporation's facilitation of the rehabilitation of the Henry and Jones Road located at or about approximately 11925 Jones Road, Houston, Texas 77070, and the execution of the required document therefore. I ask for a motion to approve resolution APV.
We need to vote that one
Sorry.
Motion to honor.
Yeah, motion.
Disapprove.
Motion to approve. Huh?
This is the one we need to vote down.
I'm sorry, motion to vote down.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All right, pass, approve. Okay. Aye.
All in favor?
All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carried, thank you. So, new business. Resolution number APV 25-07, authorizing APV Redevelopment Corporation's facilitation of the acquisition and ownership of the Henry and Jones Road located at or about approximately 11925 Jones Road, Houston, Texas 77070, and the execution of all required documents therefore. As for a motion to approve resolution.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Approve, I say aye, and
Aye.
any opposed? No. Motion carried, thank you. Next item is a resolution number APV 25-08, authorizing the update of the previously approved loan amount and the lender in resolution number 24-70 for the standard in the Hightar refinance to reflect a principal loan amount not to exceed $48 million from Walker and Dunlop LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, and or Fannie Mae, and other respective successor and or assigns, and their interests may appear. So I ask for a motion to approve resolution APV 25-08.
So moved.
Second? Second?
Second.
Okay, otherwise say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carried, thank you. All right, so I think that's all. We can adjourn the meeting at 5:20.
Need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All right, second.
Second.
All right, thank you. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.